Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the most popular actors in Hollywood, and if you saw the new Jumanji movie, Jumanji: The Next Level, you probably know and love this actor. Unfortunately enough, there's a lot more movies coming from Dwayne Johnson himself in the next coming years, and we have you guys covered on every single movie that will be starring Dwayne Johnson in the next following years. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what movies he's going to be appearing in. Now, if you don't want to wait for a new Dwayne Johnson movie to come out, fortunately enough, he's set to appear in Jungle Cruise, which will release on July 24th, 2020. And essentially, this is going to be an entire movie based off of the popular Disneyland theme park ride, which essentially is a ride where you ride in a small boat through a jungle that has all these dangerous things pop up and happen. They're probably going to tell a really interesting story just around that general theme, and it'll be really interesting to see how they decide to translate this ride into an actual movie, because the ride itself is pretty basic. However, from what we've heard so far and what we're able to see, it's looking like this movie is very promising so far, and with Dwayne Johnson alongside Emily Blunt, these are both great actors, and hopefully this film will turn out pretty well. Now, if you're a fan of superhero movies as well as Dwayne Johnson, you might be interested in checking out Red Notice, which is set to release November 13th, 2020, which will have Dwayne Johnson starring alongside Ryan Reynolds from Deadpool and Gal Gadot from the Wonder Woman movies. And while not a whole lot about this film is known quite yet, it apparently will follow an agent tracking one of the world's most wanted art thieves. This is actually a Netflix movie, and this will be one of the biggest budget Netflix movies ever to release. So this film will be a really big deal, and we're excited to see what happens in this film. And while we might see more Dwayne Johnson movies in the coming years, the next movie that has a solidified date or expected release date comes to Black Adam, which is expected to release sometime in December of 2021, which is quite a ways off, and we wouldn't be surprised if he stars in another film before then. However, this new movie will exist in the DC universe, and Black Adam is known for being a major villain or anti-hero against Shazam, so it'll be really interesting to see what this character does and how this kind of continues the story started in Shazam, especially because we know a Shazam 2 will be coming out sometime later on. And so far, these are the main movies that we know for sure are happening starring Dwayne Johnson. Now, however, there are a couple movies that have been announced or had some official statements made. However, we haven't seen any updates as of recently. We don't know anything about filming, so we're still kind of unsure when we're going to see these next movies. However, we did get some updates about a year ago, so we're going to still include these movies in this video, but apparently there is supposed to be a Doc Savage movie being made, which will star Dwayne Johnson as the popular character that essentially is this character that initially debuted in a magazine and has had a ton of publications with this character in it. He's essentially a really popular adventure hero, and a lot of people were kind of actually on the fence with Dwayne Johnson being casted as this character because it doesn't really match up how the character kind of initially is described in these publications. So it'll be interesting to see if this movie does get greenlit and actually is made the way that it was initially announced. And then there's also rumors circulating that Dwayne Johnson will feature in Big Trouble in Little China, which would be a reboot slash sequel to the original movie that was very popular in the 80s. And it'll be interesting to see if this is another movie that ends up happening just because the premise is a little bit different. But what do you guys think of these movies? Are you excited to see Dwayne Johnson in more upcoming movies? Let us know what you're thinking in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on for more videos just like this. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
I'm about to.
Hi everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi. See you guys.
Know anybody?